Well, we're coming down to the end of our chapter on geometry. We have one more new concept to learn today and a review, and then we'll have a test. So let's get started. This is lesson 131, and you'll be doing pages 261 and 262 on your work text, and you'll want to have page 261 in front of you. In this lesson, we're going to talk about sliding, flipping, and turning shapes, as well as a review of area. Grab a book. It can be any book. Put it on your desk or table in front of you, the way the book in this picture is shown. Do you have your book? All right. Now, watch what happens to this book. Do you see what happened? We didn't change the orientation of the book at all. We just slid it across. Go ahead and do that with your book. Slide it right across in front of you. In geometry, we call that a slide. All right, let's try another one. Put your book in front of you again, right side up, and watch what happens to this book. Something different happened that time, didn't it? We call that a flip. Can you make your book in front of you do the same thing? Can you flip it? Now the spine of your book is on the right side, and the open part is on the left side, and you can't see the front cover of the book anymore. Again, we call that a flip. There's one more thing that we need to look at. Let's look at this one. All right, so get your book again, put it right side up with the cover showing, the spine on the left, and watch and see what happens to this book. Can you make your book do that? In geometry, we call that a turn. So we've looked at slides and flips and turns. Let's take a look at area, do a couple practice problems together. Peyton's dad wants to lay a tile floor in the bathroom. The floor is 10 feet long and 4 feet wide. To know how many 1 square foot tiles to buy, he must find the area of the bathroom floor. What is the area of the floor? Well, sometimes it's helpful to draw a picture, and here is a picture of the bathroom floor, 10 feet long, 4 feet wide. That means we can fill in the other sides as well. The long side is also 10 feet, and the other short side must be 4 feet. To find area, we multiply the length times the width. Well, the length is 10 and the width is 4. So 10 times 4 is equal to 40. We know that he's buying 1 square foot tiles. So Peyton's dad is going to need 40 of those tiles to complete the bathroom floor. So we would say the area of the floor is 40 square feet. Don't forget to label your answer. Let's try another one. Mrs. Murphy is replacing an area of damaged carpet in the basement. Each side of the square she is replacing measures 5 feet. How many square feet of carpet will Mrs. Murphy need to replace? Well, we know that every side is 5 feet, and we know that area is length times width. So we can say 5 times 5 equals 25. And we know that Mrs. Murphy will need 25 square feet of carpet. Notice you can abbreviate the label SQFT. they don't have periods on this slide, but I would like you to include a period after the Q and a period after the T in foot or in feet, because that's how we would properly label those. All right, do you have your work page in front of you? The front side, 261. We're going to work through these problems together. On page 261, you see a picture of a math book. And actually, you see a dotted line. And you see that the math book moves to the right. It doesn't change at all. So did it slide or flip or turn? If you said slide, you are correct. So mark the circle under slide. All right, number 2. Here you see a triangle, and it has a dot at the top vertex of the triangle. You see a second triangle, and now the vertex with the dot is on the right side. So what happened to that triangle? Did we slide it? Did we flip it? Or did we turn it? Choose one. Did you say turn? If you did, you were correct. You should have marked the circle that says turn. Let's look at those circles. So the first circle has a little dot on the left side, and the second circle has no dot at all. What do you suppose happened so that there's no dot in the second circle? Did we slide it, or flip it, or turn it? Mark your answer. If you said flip, you're correct. There's one more in this section. Here you see a square with a dot in the upper left corner. The second square has no dot at all. So what happened? Did you slide that square? Did you flip that square? Or did you turn that square? Mark your answer. All right, if you marked flip, you are correct. Now, let's move down to the next row of problems, number 5. In number 5, you see an arrow. The first arrow is pointing up. The second arrow is pointing to the right. What happened to that arrow from the first one to the second one? Did we slide it? Did we flip it? Or did we turn it? You need to write either slide or flip or turn on the line below the arrows. What did you write? If you wrote turn, you are correct. Number 6, we see a piece of toast with some jelly on it. And then in the second frame, we see a piece of toast with no jelly on it. Did we slide that piece of toast? Did we flip that piece of toast? Or did we turn that piece of toast? Well, if you think there's probably a mess on the floor, you're right, because I think that piece of toast got flipped. Jelly side down. Yuck. Now let's look at number 7. Here you see an ice cream cone. And then you see another ice cream cone. Uh-oh. I'm afraid something's going to happen to that ice cream cone. Did we slide it or flip it or turn it? Write your answer. If you wrote turn, you were correct. That ice cream cone got turned upside down. All right, is this making you hungry? We have one more. Look at those tacos. Did we slide them? Did we flip them? Or did we turn them? Well, they look exactly the same to me. So it seems that we just slid one taco over to the other side. So slide would be your correct answer. All right. Well, that's the end of my video. You do have an area problem at the bottom. I'll read it for you, and then you can do it on your own. Mom is laying 1-foot carpet squares in the dining room. The floor is 10 feet long and 8 feet wide. What is the area of the floor? Go ahead and color in the squares. You can use the squares on your paper to shade in a 10 feet long by 8 foot wide space. Then you can write your equation and you can fill in the correct answer. On the back side of your paper, you'll have some problems just like the ones we have been doing on the front side together. Complete your paper and turn it back into me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. Have fun.